The left is going crazier and crazier and crazier. It's hard to keep track, folks, but we're going to try and line it up all for you right here, right now. WND Live starts right now. All right, folks, thanks for joining us. It is Wednesday, March 12, 2025. I am Matt Edwards, and it's so great well, I can't see you, but you can see me, and I'm glad that you can see me, and more importantly, I'm glad that you can see Josh Turnbow.
What's up, everybody?
I can see you too.
Is it Wednesday? I'm losing track of time now because,
it's Wednesday. It's
the news cycle.
Yeah, the news cycle goes so quickly. It feels like it's been a month since I've seen you, but it's only been a week. It does
feel like a long time. Yeah,
it's only been a week, but there's been so much going on, and no better way to sort of like jump back into it by just watching leftists go bananas. And so, sit back, grab your popcorn, and we'll go through this. But real quickly, first, folks. Do we have the banner down there for the WND newsroom? Let's throw that bad boy up because, folks, if you want to donate a 501c3 tax-deductible donation, you head over to WorldNetDaily, the news center, the WND News Center. You scan the QR code, you hit the link in the description, and you can part with some precious dollars that are so precious because they get to help your favorite news source, WorldNetDaily. What better way to back the truth than to become a donor? You can become a monthly donor as well. There's an option for that, but we do really appreciate your support, and we'd love to see it come in, and it really just keeps our program on the air, and it helps keep the gears moving at worldnetdaily.com. So hit the link in the description and head on over there. All right, Josh. The producers, all you guys over there collecting all these clips. I don't even know where to start, but but this guy, except for these Palestinian guys, right? Is that where they are? They're Palestinian, or they're not Palestinian? They're Palestinian supporters. Who are these people?
I mean, so what I was going to kind of start us with, Matt, was remember, there was all this winning. Remember all the winning, guys, and then and Trump continues to plow forward with his policies and what he intends, but we got to remember that the left is there we go. The left is crazy. They haven't stopped being crazy, and they're kind of starting to have their reaction. We're starting to see like the immune response from the left. That's our title today. Like the left goes crazier. We're starting to see that response now. And it's back at one of our favorite establishments of liberal thinking. This is where all the worst ideas in America lead to the worst leaders in America, who then put the worst policies upon the rest of us. It's a very fancy place called Columbia University. And I don't know if you remember, because it seems so long ago, but they were protesting there because they, even like right after the atrocities of October 7th, they're right back at it in Columbia, free Palestine protesting, and they're back. And which I was hopeful that they went dormant, but here they are. They're back at it. The richest, most privileged kids in America supporting something about Palestine. We're not even sure what. Just free it.
Bizarre. It's just to create. I'm at this point. I think it's just to create chaos. It's just to create B-roll footage. Yeah,
I mean,
like
apparently
they don't
contract
with Pond 5 or something. Like,
yeah, and so this early protesting led to the arrest of one of the leaders, and this guy Mahmoud. What's his last name? We had that here.
Mahmoud Khalil.
Mahmoud Khalil. And so this gentleman was identified as the leader of this group. I think we have an image of him. We'll throw that up. And like with Trump's policy, he's like, oh, this guy's not a citizen. He's on a green. Go ahead and deport him. So he's arrested right now. He's being held. So in this tweet, it says, Mahmoud Khalil is tonight in federal jail after Trump called him a radical foreign pro-Hamas student. A former Brit diplomat tells the MEE, this is who's reporting it, that he had worked for Britain on a flagship soft power policy and has a security clearance. So this guy looks like a classic agitator.
Yeah.
He comes, he's apparently Palestinian, but he comes from the UK. And he comes to Colombia. Colombia is going to embrace him wholeheartedly because, he's not a white kid from the Midwest. He's a Palestinian or whatever that means from the UK. And of course, he's driving all of this. Trump's got a zero tolerance policy, says deport him. Not deported yet, but it's really kicked the hornet's nest for the crazies. And to the degree that we have some footage here of them. Matt, go ahead and comment. I don't want to jump ahead here.
Well, no, we had this tweet from Charlie Kirk that kind of went through a list of bunch of things that he's the head of a group for, or the spokesman rather, of the Columbia University Apartheid Divest, or CUAD. And they are names. There. They are there to say that they are fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization.
Oh, okay. Can that include Columbia?
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Maybe, yeah. October
Columbia
7th
University
was a moral, military, and political victory. And they also said that October 7th was justified because violence is the only path forward. So he definitely is leading with a sort of more of a, kinetic energy, if you will.
Right. Yeah.
And so there is concern. I mean, I'm a big free speech advocate. I think anybody should be allowed to go out there and voice your opinion, no matter how disgusting you may find it, one way or the other. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But when you're advocating for violence, when you're advocating for the entire destruction or the eradication of Western civilization, and that violence is the only path forward, you gotta pay attention to these guys.
I would add too, Matt, that this guy is not an official citizen. This guy's here on a student visa, which is a privileged position. And then, you don't have the same rights as a citizen when you're on a visa like this. You can lose your visa if you break certain rules. And I think people are kind of like, oh, this is too much going after this guy. I don't think so. I think this guy is very specifically an agitator. And I would think in most cases, in most countries, when you go into a country with a plan to agitate politically and they don't like what you're doing, you're going to get the boot.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of these students are out there. I mean, they like you said, they're detaining this guy now, and the people at Columbia are going bananas, So here's a clip of someone out there saying, talking about they want to release Mohammed or whatever his name is. Sorry.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Release Mahmoud! Release Mahmoud! Right now! Release Mahmoud! Right now! Release Mahmoud! Right now!
Yeah, right.
Do they have a
listen to this guy?
Release Mahmoud!
That guy.
Right now! Release Mahmoud!
Watch this guy on the right, Matt. He goes, well, I'm fired up. He starts going like, I think he starts yelling Allahu Akbar or Aloha snack bar is what some people say.
What it should tell all of us is that we need to be in the streets every day from now on.
Okay, so gosh, like
every day. We got to be in the streets every day.
Go ahead. Go for it. Yeah. Just be in the streets. Depends on what you're doing. If you're lighting Teslas on fire, it ain't going to work.
Yeah. The chanting though, like they really have to figure out, like, are we going to do it 3 times? Are we going to do it 5 times? Because like, how sometimes it lingers on a little bit too long, and then sometimes people get tired, and then there's that one guy that keeps it going, and then you're like, oh, we stopped. And so awkward for them. Again, this is so astroturfed though. I mean, all those signs and all that stuff. I mean, it's like clockwork. I mean, where I don't,
that dulcet lesbian voice too, chasing everybody away for sure from that protest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love it when we can get Scott Jennings clip.
Yes.
to weigh in on this, but so he was on, of course, he's on CNN, and he tweeted his own clip here. But this is what he said. He said, Mahmoud Khalil's group wants to eradicate Western civilization and foment unrest in the United States. President Trump and Secretary Rubio are well within their legal rights to deport this radical. We're either going to stand up or become Europe. I'm 100% behind the president. I mean, that's, I mean, like
I
said,
agree.
I'm all for the free speech stuff, but when you're letting people into this country that are fomenting this unrest and all they're saying is we want to eradicate, I mean, you're like, okay, well, goodbye.
Yeah, we don't need Bolsheviks. I liked this comment from Steve on Facebook. He just says, National Guard. That's it. I know. National Guard.
Instantly.
Good comment, Steve.
Oh my gosh. So there is and now you've got the New York City mayor's race is going to be is cooking up, and so there's a bunch of people running, including the former governor. How anybody would vote for that idiot, I'll never know. But there's another guy. His name is Zoran Mamdani. And he was yelling at Tom Homan. Let's watch this.
Yeah.
How many more New Yorkers are not charged? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan? How many more New Yorkers will the charge on target?
And this is because of the arrest of the
right
artist Mahmoud.
Yeah, and of course he's saying, "Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment?" Like, but again, like you know when they say you can't yell fire in a crowded theater, that's not actually true, because you can yell fire if there is a fire, right? But what you're doing is you're causing a panic if you continuously do something to cause a panic, right? And so if this guy is continuously doing something to incite violence, then you need to hold the phone there, And so this falling back on this free speech argument, again, by someone who seems to be quite the radical himself. I mean, it's just you're going to get what you're going to get what you deserve in the end. And Tom Homan is there. I love Tom Homan that he's there in New York City at ground zero for this stuff.
He's busy these days. We got a comment here. From, is it Casemiro? Clean house so he can start over. All immigrants, aliens, and visa violators need to be sent out now.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. Gosh, I'm going to sound like a libtard here when I just say this, man. I don't feel this way. Like if people are doing if they're just working hard and doing their thing, and they're not. Like they didn't come in the 11 million that came in the last 4 years. Sure. Like do your job. But these people, these are like privileged brats. And who are they? What are they doing here? They're just being the front line for the left in their most bizarre passions. Like, I just think that like supporting the Palestine thing, it's just a losing battle. There's some guys I follow over like at a site called Gray Zone, and they can't like see anything but what's happening in Gaza, as they can only take the Gaza side and say it's a genocide. I think a fair person says it's terrible, but it's not like it was unprovoked. I mean, and then like this free Palestine stuff, it's just not going to fly. Actually, it'll be interesting to see, Matt, because I think the media loves to give it attention. We're giving it attention, but I just think that deporting the leaders is like the quickest way to to get it to go away.
Yeah. I mean, until someone else pops up, but I think at the very least, you act swiftly. You just grab the leader and you say, hey, we're not doing this. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. And you're not from this country, so we're going to send you back to your country. I mean, just
go do it over there.
Yeah, go do it over there. And as we'll see a little bit later, there are people that are Americans that don't even want to be here, and they've left. And so I mean, it's not that bad when you leave. If you don't like what's going on,
self-deporting.
Yeah,
celebrities.
Yeah. But the lunacy of the left isn't necessarily just targeted at, or at defending things. It's also about going on the offense and trying to take out precious commodities that are owned by great patriots that are doing great work for our country, like Elon Musk. Josh, there was a crazy woman. She's so nuts. I can't. Usually, you don't see women do this. Usually, you see men do this. But
yeah. Usually, men are way more violent than women.
Men are way more violent.
Yeah.
However, most like car incident, like when someone goes after a car, it's usually like some like a scorned woman, will go find the guy she hates and
key the car
and go after the car. So I think that's what happened here to Elon Musk and a Tesla dealership in Colorado. Check this out.
Country ever since the end of January, including here in Colorado, where this Tesla storefront was vandalized multiple times with Molotov cocktails and anti-Elon Musk graffiti. Lucy Grace Nelson, a transgender woman, now faces federal and state charges for the Colorado incidents. Dealers in some
Lucy, your
cities are also being
jawline's so
protested.
unflattering.
9 arrested at this one in New York. President Trump offered his support to Musk at a White House event yesterday and agreed when asked if these attacks should be labeled domestic terrorism.
I just want to thank the president for his support. This means a lot. And also thank everyone out there who is supporting Tesla. It's really terrible that there's so much violence being.
Can we go back and just pause on the mugshot of that?
On Lucy.
Lucy, I want to see Lucy.
Charges
Lucy
for the Colorado incidents.
Look at her. Look at Lucy. Now, what is with
Lucy
Fox?
should be on a construction site lifting cinder blocks. I mean,
what is with Fox News, the actual news department, calling this person transgender woman? What is that?
I thought we got rid of all that like misgendering BS. I thought that's done.
Yeah, I mean, you got a sitting representative in Congress who gets called a gentleman.
That was a great clip. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they're not going to put.
Why
why are we calling this person a transgender woman? What is that? Like what is that? I'm going to do my Tucker Carlson thing. What is that? What is that?
What is that?
Like I mean, what is that? No, but
dang,
seriously.
Matt, you have the Tucker Carlson down, dude. That's pretty good. That's great.
Yeah. It irks me so much, Josh, because if you're still in that mindset where you're the Fox News, you're sitting on your lazy boy, you turn on Fox News and you watch it, and they keep using the left's language.
Yeah.
It does something to you where you just walk around saying, "Oh yeah, that's a transgender woman." It's like, no, it's a man. That's a man.
It's a man. That's a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going
ridiculous.
and this is the left lunacy. It's ridiculous.
At least we're coming out of it now. Like it's not
so.
official. You're like, it's going to be harder to get fired at work. You can be in the military maybe without worrying about this. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you're working at USAID and you're destroying documents, apparently that's not a fireable offense because that's just what they do all the time. Right? That's just what they do all the time. Here's Mike Benz, the big guy watching USAID.
So this is something that I elevated earlier today, something that on its face seemed to be extremely
Mike
scary.
Benz,
This
Politico sunburn.
reporting and NBC and DevX and everyone reporting this email from USAID Executive Secretary Erica Carr telling everyone at USAID to shred and burn the documents in their safes. The language in the email is looks wild on its face. What I've heard from my contacts at USAID, and several of them have reached out in the past hour, is that they perceive this process to be normal and that it is pretty much standard fare in terms of deletion of documents, periodic review. The building itself is shutting down right now. The Ronald Reagan building and USAID's perch there USAID is in the process of shutting it down and leaving. And so, in theory, this process of clearing out the documents has to be done at some point anyway. I have lingering concerns about this, and I don't know that.
You think?
You think?
I don't know how severe it is because I'm not in the room.
Josh, when they say, "Oh yeah, this is normal," like I absolutely believe it's normal. All the things that your department has been doing, you have to burn documents, not to like make sure that you're being secure with divulging like trade secrets or our nation's like valuable asset. Like, no, you have to cover your ass. I mean, that's
what they're doing, right?
That's what they're doing. That's what they've always been doing.
Cover, shred, burn, and cover their ass.
Yeah.
Because there's that would how like if there was an investigation, if there's like if the government calls you and says, the IRS, for instance, we're going to investigate you for an audit. The first thing they say, and I've not been audited. Okay, I'm not going to.
Oh, here it comes.
The first thing they say is like, don't get rid of anything. don't touch anything.
Yep.
And here a giant funnel of geopolitical power projection is now. Oh, we're just gonna clean out our desks.
Well, what didn't Pam Bondi or Kash Patel or any number of these folks in the Justice Department when Trump got sworn in, they immediately issued letters saying, everyone is to preserve everything as if it as is. No one is allowed to destroy anything or any of that. Mm-hmm. Did they not send those same letters to USAID? I can't imagine that they didn't.
I don't know. I mean, it does seem like we're in a little bit of a lull here. So we're like, okay, USAID is going to be shut down. Fine. I think there is an element of like, there's got to be an element of like Kash Patel, Pam Bondi. They got to be so busy that they're probably not going to prosecute 1,000 people at USAID. They're probably not going to do that. It would be good if we could get, I'm just going to segue here, if we could just get a little bit of understanding on what's going on with Epstein and JFK, the big promises.
Well,
I'd love to know what's going on. I don't want to be one of these people that just like flips out and says, you said on day one. I don't want to be like that because it's probably a real investigation takes time, but I would really like an update on where this Doge process is in all of the disclosure. I feel like we slowed down a little.
I think we did too, and they're also trying to pass the CR, in order to fund the government and keep it going, which means that USAID would still be funded even after Doge has found everything. Then you look back and you think about what happened last week or 10 days ago when all those social media influencers went to the White House to grab their redacted copies of the files. And that was a total joke. And then there's not been any follow up to that. And
was that only last week, Matt?
It was within that. What? Yeah. But I'm just saying, like you said, like we're kind of like in this lull right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there hasn't been anything too explosive. I don't know if we got so much so quickly in the first 30 days.
Yeah.
That maybe they always say do something for 30 days to develop a habit. We got in the habit of expecting like explosions and bombs dropping every day, that now that a week has gone by and nothing has happened, we're kind of like, well, there's nothing's going on over there. So we still, I guess we could tend to our own lives and look at our local cities and stuff.
Yeah.
Perhaps, but
just, make sure the Tesla dealerships aren't burning. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, we alluded earlier to the fact that, people leaving the country. When was the last time one of these celebrities said, I'm going to leave the country if Trump is elected or if so-and-so is elected, and then they actually do? We got to give credit where credit's due, right?
Absolutely. I mean, who was it? Ellen deported herself. That was lovely.
Yep.
To the UK countryside. It immediately flooded because of her dark magic. And then, and now we have a special message from our beloved dried out Rosie O'Donnell comic.
And I'm here in Ireland, and it's beautiful and warm, not physically, it's actually quite cold. Moved here on January 15th, and it's been pretty wonderful, I have to say. The people are so loving and so kind, so welcoming, and I'm very grateful. I'm in the process of getting my Irish citizenship, as I have Irish grandparents, and
you're rich.
That's what's going on, and that's where I've been and what I've been doing. And although I was never someone who thought I would move to another country, that's what I decided would be the best for myself and my 12-year-old child. And
can you imagine?
Here we are.
That's your
Here
mom.
we are.
Apparently, Matt, they've outlawed makeup and skincare products in Ireland,
Well,
or at least for her.
Yeah, she's looked haggard for a while. But
man.
yeah. I mean, look, she's going to become an Irish citizen. I think you're allowed when you're in Ireland.
That's
You're
great.
allowed to still hold your American citizenship too.
Yeah, to be dual. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, look, like I said, I commend the ones that actually leave. The unfortunate thing is we live in the age of social media, so it's as if she never really left anyway, because I don't see her. I never saw her on a daily basis here unless it was on social media. Now that looks like that's going to continue. Now, of course, folks, we think this particular move, I think, was very relevant because of her feud with Donald Trump. I mean, we're talking like a 2-decade-long feud.
Yes.
With Donald Trump. And so
didn't
Trump
he call her a nasty woman? That nasty
woman. Well, she started it. Remember, she started it.
Yeah.
She started it. But Trump had, I think he had the prime minister of Ireland.
Yeah.
And when the news dropped that Rosie was over there, he had the prime minister there. So it was perfect timing to ask this question. Let's watch this.
Happy, fun-loving people, great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland? I think she's going to lower your happipiness level.
It's true. Thank you. I like that question.
Mr. Prime Minister, are you expecting?
Do you know who she is?
Yeah. I'm joking.
You better off not knowing.
President Trump, it's okay.
I think that clip is lagging, but yeah. Who is that reporter? That guy, give that guy a hand. That guy's hilarious.
Right? Yeah. But he's like, do you even know who she is? You're better off not knowing her.
He didn't look like he knew. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell.
O'Donnell.
That's probably a million people named
roots,
O'Donnell.
right? So
yeah.
One thing of note, I will say, both Ellen and Rosie, they did go to countries that still have extradition treaties with the United States. So maybe they aren't as sought after as the rumors would have it. Of course, they could always flee to France afterwards. So
yes,
if they all went directly to France, we'd know the jig is up, right? So,
Matt, like it just. Trump creates so much content in these press conferences. It's just a little bit of everything. He's just dunking on people. It's hilarious. And of course, he just happens to bring up Chuck Schumer in this next clip.
And Schumer is a Palestinian, as far as I'm concerned. He's become a Palestinian. He used to be Jewish. He's not Jewish anymore. He's a Palestinian. Okay.
He used to be Jewish.
Oh my gosh.
Not Jewish anymore.
Yeah. And Chuck Schumer will have to respond to that. Like Chuck Schumer can't go anywhere without responding to.
Here, I'll do the Chuck Schumer, Matt.
Yeah.
I am still very Jewish and I align with my Palestinian brothers.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That guy, I'm cooking my raw hamburger with cheese on the patio.
Have you seen his wife, by the way?
His wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunate looking person.
Right. Oh gosh. Well, there's a poster out that I think let's show it because I think it's great. They want to hire you for air traffic control. Read the things down at the bottom. You get excellent pay, great benefits, dynamic high-tech environment, satisfaction of keeping people safe, a new streamlined hiring process, and no college degree required. I love that part.
Dude, that's
like
that's
no
really
woke
awesome.
people need to be applied.
Yeah.
You know what? I like this. I like this on its face, but also this is the kind of marketing that needs to be happening in industries across the country that are reliant upon illegal labor. Like if you're part of like if you're in Idaho, like we're in Idaho, if you're in Idaho in the dairy industry, which is 90% of the dairy industry employees are illegal aliens. 90% of them are illegal.
That's
70
crazy.
to 90%. They need to be, these people are criminal aliens. They need to be deported. You need signs like this. You need signs like that say, we're hiring American. We're hiring American. You get this, you get this, you get this, you get this. Like, come aboard, come aboard. Like, I love this. Every industry out there that is reliant upon either wokeness, woke college graduates, or illegal labor needs to be like going hard in the paint on hiring American and just put Uncle Sam out there everywhere. Uncle Sam hasn't looked that good in years. I love that. He looks great.
It's great, right? And you don't need a women's studies degree to be an air traffic controller. You just need to be a competent person, it turns out. I'll be thrilled, Matt. I know this bothers people that are like have gone and done the hard work to get their quote unquote education, but it's not the same anymore. And it was always used as a barrier for hiring people, and then it got crazy. And then like if then they used race against people to determine if you could get hired or not. But I'm looking forward to the day where people like say, it turns out that like you went and got some kind of college education, but it may not even be helpful, it may be detrimental to the job, especially if you see yourself as entitled or privileged, or like I said, you have a women's study degree or something that's not applicable anyway to anything.
Yeah, because one year, all it takes is 1 year, freshman college year to completely warp your brain and put you on a path that just says, oh yeah, I need to ask people their pronouns. You know?
Right.
And like, I've never once in my life ever even thought of asking anybody what their pronoun was, even if I see somebody in person who probably goes by a different pronoun.
I don't want to talk to anybody that goes by any kind of pronoun. Frankly, like, it's not going to be a fun conversation.
Look, I would go to the library and they would be wearing buttons that say, ask me my pronouns,
That's the scenario.
I'm walking around with my button that says, ask me what I'm carrying. Ask me my caliber.
Yeah.
Is it a 9mm or a 38 special? Hey, folks, we want to make sure you're going over to WND Newsroom and hit that, scan that QR code and hit the link in the description. And please help support WorldNetDaily. There's more people watching live right now, so I had to pull this up. We did it at the top of the show, right?
Yep.
We did it at the top of the show. So hit the QR code. This is a 501c3. It's completely tax deductible. You can even make it a monthly donation or small donation every month, or a big, large donation today. It helps out WorldNetDaily and the fantastic resources and everything that we provide to you here to keep truth alive. So thank you so much for supporting us and for watching, and do continue to please hit that link in the description or scan the QR code. All right. Trump got delivered some he had like his own little private Tesla show at the White House where he got to choose which Tesla he would want to buy, right? And so Elon showed up with a Cybertruck, the Model S, the Model Y. I don't know all the models, but Trump looked like he picked one, and I think it's pretty fascinating. Check this out.
Wow. That's beautiful. This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer. That's beautiful. Wow.
I need a shirt that says everything's computer.
Yes.
Yes. Let me tell Kira that right now. Kira, get it. We need it.
Yeah. Everything's computer.
Give Secret Service one attack.
That's beautiful.
Can you start it?
Should I?
Do you want to actually drive it?
You don't want me to drive it, do you? I thought by
Yes, the crowd.
Yeah, very easy to drive. That's you're the only one that saw it.
So it's like driving a golf cart, basically.
Very simple.
It's very simple. So it's literally like.
Oh, he said it's like driving a golf cart.
Yeah, he did. Trump's like, I know what that is. I know how to drive the golf cart. I drive the best golf carts.
And that and
greatest.
I'll tell you right there, Josh. That is a look at him get out. Perfect.
Biden could get into that car. I don't
It's funny, dude.
He got into that car and got out of that car with. I mean, I probably would have an ache getting into a car that low.
He
But
looks
got
good,
in
man.
and out really nicely.
Yeah,
I think it's great. And Elon is such a great salesman. He knew his customer. He knew his
It's like a
customer
golf
enough
cart.
to say it's just like a
Yeah.
golf cart.
Yeah.
You know, just like a golf cart.
Room for your caddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Which model would you get?
Cybertruck all day. Bulletproof.
Yeah, I think so too. There's a nice like matte dark blue one that drives around the neighborhood. Yeah.
Dude, we have a ton of them here. A friend of ours says his is wrapped in gold. Know it's him. It's pretty killer.
Wow. And it's a Cybertruck?
It's a Cybertruck. Yeah.
Wow.
Almost everybody here has wrapped them in something or another.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a real super cool vehicle.
It's begging to be wrapped. I mean, it's got nice straight lines, easy, all that. The thing is huge. I mean, when you see these things in person, they really are huge. It's bigger than I remember when the first Hummers came out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, those are big, man. But this thing is like, whoa, and you don't hear them. They just go by.
It's like the future.
It is. The future's here, folks. The future's here. And here's the future, folks. Here's what really is the future. Because if you're on YouTube and Facebook, that's great. They've been around forever. They're so reliable. But the future is Rumble. And so if you're on that account, if you're over there on YouTube and Facebook, make sure you have a Rumble account, right, Josh?
Absolutely. That's where we talked about stuff this episode that will be censored on YouTube, and how that's possible. It's kind of mind-blowing, right? We're like, I know we're only a couple months in, but YouTube's going to be allowed to kind of do their thing and have their special words. I'm sure we misgendered people or whatever in this episode, right? But Rumble, you can watch it over there. We can watch on X, and we're going to be able to say the most offensive things, like apparently makeup is banned in Ireland for Rosie O'Donnell, and she bought her glasses from some kind of steampunk professor. I don't really know. But yeah, guys, please follow us over there. And of course, on our individual X accounts, we will repost all of this stuff. And mine being Josh_Turnbow for all the latest on end times, aliens, geopolitics, and of course the news.
That's right, baby. That's right. You guys can follow me at True Matt Edwards on X. I look forward to seeing you guys all there. Thank you so much for joining us today. Josh, good to see you, my friend. We will be back here at the next episode, so stick around. Make sure you're following us so if we get all the updates, get all the alerts.
Thanks, everybody.